What do you think is the most important thing about women awakening on the planet?
I think it's important for women to actually, when they have that moment where they are maybe unsure of something, but then they have this thought and they start to kind of step into their soul purpose. Like when you start to feel it, like you just know, and to trust that gut. If it's telling you to do something or follow something, go for it. I'm not saying it's a $60,000 keynote speaker, but maybe it is. But when you have like these thoughts and these downloads and these opportunities in that sense of knowing, tap into it. Don't think like, oh, it's just a thought, because most likely it's your soul just saying, this is what you need to do next.
Welcome to Women Awakening. I'm your host, Cynthia James, and, I feel so honored that I get to introduce you to women from around the world who are change makers, game changers, actually. They have stepped into a space where they want to bring their gifts to the planet, and then they want to show you the field of possibility and potential that you can bring your gifts to the planet. Today, we're going to talk to someone about how do you bring your message to the world. I'm very excited about that. Please subscribe. Please review us. Please visit cynthiajames.net. Love to interact with you and support you. I want to introduce you to my guest today. Her name is Tamara Thompson. Tamara Thompson. She is the CEO, co-founder of Broadcast Your Authority. She's an investor in 33 companies, and she's a business strategist. I can't wait to talk to you about Broadcast Your Authority and share her gifts. Hi.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, Tamara. So I knew nothing about you 18 months ago, and someone said you need to meet her. So I want to talk about how you grew up, where you were born, because I'm sure you probably didn't drop on the planet to do what you're doing today.
So I was born in Bellevue, Washington. So I was in the Seattle space for about my first 35 years of life. Went to film school. So let's fast forward a bit. I always enjoyed stories, films, all sorts of stuff. Video is like my thing. So at age 7, my dad got us a camcorder, those big ones that was bigger than my head, So I was like running around with my neighbor for years. We're making silly music videos, taping silly stuff. I always wanted to film like stuff when my brother was born, I was just like that video girl. And I didn't realize it till later in life that every little thing that I did with video started to just pave my path, right? And then YouTube came out years later, of course. I was in my 20s when YouTube came out, and I'm in my 40s now, so it dates my age a bit. But we were all like, what's this YouTube thing, right? And it was like cat videos, parkour videos, silly videos, vlogs. I had videos of me running around singing 80s music with a hairbrush as my microphone. It was silly, right? I was like, what do you do with this YouTube thing? And it came out about the time when I was really unhappy and unfulfilled in my career in the fitness industry at the time. And my friends and family said, why don't you go back to film school or do something with video, right? And I was like, nah, it's just a hobby. So about 4 years into it, I was like just doing the silly stuff. And then I got to be a point where I'm like, you're right. I'm really unhappy with what I'm doing. And I'm not going to go into all the deep story, but in my 20s, I was spiraling out of control. I was an alcoholic. There was a lot of things going on. And I went back to film school in my late 20s, and I sobered up also at the same time. Last month, actually December 20th, this past year, 2025, I celebrated 15 years sober.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And so that time I sobered up during film school, during things right before I started a production company in Seattle. And I created a company called Serious Take Productions because I wanted people to take me seriously, but also take their business seriously. And so the whole mission was to create content and videos and share people's stories and messages. It wasn't about me. It was never about me. It was always like, I wanted to get other people's messages out and go out and film stuff. So every monumental thing that was happening in the world, one of the biggest documentaries that took off of mine was actually the night that LGBT marriage passed in Washington State.
Wow.
And so it was a big moment for all of us there in Seattle. And I went out and I directed it, filmed it, edited it, submitted to film festivals. And I started doing some other stuff in that space as well that took off. And they knew me as this female director in the space. And then I had other films that took off. And then when I started the production company, I started working with corporations and clients and chiropractors and doctors and influencers and even celebrities to share their message through brand story trailers and documentary films. And that was like so inspiring to me. But I knew eventually that we'd have to create more than just one-off projects to have a successful company.
Right.
So as it evolved, I didn't really know until later on to really connect the dots. They call me the connector behind the scenes. That's my nickname, just because I love to connect the dots with people, marketing, messaging, videos, podcasts. And one time we had a video, we put it up. It was a trailer, and it was in the LGBT space. And this trailer took off. It had 888,000 views in less than 10 days. It was like, whoop. And we're like, whoa, okay, what did we just do with these video and this documentary about women and stereotypes was what it was really focused on. And so it took off. All of a sudden the film took off. Like I directed this film. I was in the film. I had friends in the film. It was just a lot of the community that I knew in Seattle there. And it was so interesting to watch it take off. And then we started to apply that to all the other clients' trailers too. Right. And so it wasn't just that space or the passion projects, but we started doing it for the companies as well and being strategic about it. And so I strategized with YouTube themselves and like talked to a consultant and said, how can I help get this traction to all of these clients' trailers and all of their films? So we started implementing these YouTube strategies, and I got really like that geeky sense. I was like, I love to geek out over YouTube. I still do. And but we started to do that, and all of these trailers started taking off for the clients. And all of a sudden, their documentaries were taking off. They were selling out in film festivals. And then all of a sudden, we got this message from IndieFlix. And so IndieFlix is in Seattle. I'm actually good friends with the CEO today. I didn't know her back then. And Sheila Andreen, she's a very inspiring woman. I'm actually going to connect you. I think she would be amazing for your show. Very empowering woman doing such great things around mental health now and some other things in the film industry. And she, her company reached out and said, we'd like to acquire your films. So we're like, okay. We're like, this is amazing. And at the same time, we're like, now what? Like, what is next for us on the business side? Fast forward a few years, stepped into the entrepreneurial space more, joined my first mastermind group, first high-level investments, and then I joined this one group. But at the time, it was high-end for me. It was about $3,500 a month, and I was surrounding myself with high-end individuals, sales coach, leaderships, marketing experts. And this woman came up to me, and she said, I love what you guys are doing with the YouTube channel. She's like, I'm working with these two gentlemen in the mastermind on my podcast, but they're only doing the audio piece. She's like, I have a feeling that you can do much better, but having it in the video format and then implementing things on YouTube. Can you do that? I was like, you've got it. Like, we're going to do this.
Now, is that the birth of Broadcaster Authority?
It is, yes. So our first client was a sales coach, and it was great because she had a very specific niche. Niched industries are great to work with too, because you can pay attention to the data and say like, hey, this is what people are actually searching for in the sales coaching industry, right? And so yeah, she was our first client. She brought us over here. And then we started hosting events because we wanted to get in front of more people. And my partner and I, Danielle, I ended up like hiring large keynote speakers to try to get in front of people, and it would be heavy cost. One of our largest events, I had a keynote speaker I hired for $60,000. And Danielle was like, what are you doing? I said, you have to understand, my soul knows what it's supposed to do. And I kept trying to tell her over the years, because I was having my own awakening and understanding myself knowing. The sense of knowing is so powerful within me. I know in a matter of seconds, from a vision, from a conversation to a look, if I'm supposed to meant to connected to that person, or I'm supposed to connect them to somebody else. My brain thinks so fast that I literally said, we need to hire this person. Like, I'm supposed to know her. I was like, you have to trust me. And she was so upset at the moment, but I did it. It was a stretch for us at the moment. Most people don't hire a keynote speaker when they don't have like a huge business quite yet. And I trusted the process though. That came back to us tenfold. Who also helped me, what you said, I was an investor in 33 companies. This person is the one that taught me how to invest.
Wow.
And I started investing in that. And that person also hired us for their YouTube channel and for their content, and built a relationship with. And that person also became my maid of honor.
Wow. Okay, well, there's a lot there, but I have to just, for anybody listening, let me talk to you about Broadcast Your Authority. I was on a podcast of a woman I didn't know, and we had a great time. And at the end of it, she says, are you going to the conference? And I'm like, what conference? And she goes, for podcasts. And I was like, no. And she goes, it's in Vegas. You know,
you should go.
Yeah, you should go. And I'm like, I don't want to go to Vegas.
Somebody wants to go to Vegas, not me.
And she said, well, okay, but I'm going to send you the link. And the link came into my email, and I clicked on it, and that thing that you just said, there was something that happened that said, you need to be there. And everybody, I'm telling you this because I walked in, and Tamara goes up on the stage, and I mean, first of all, I'm writing furiously because she's giving so much content, but I'm acutely aware of the passion that lives within you. And I was in the middle of a big project, and I'm like, I can't work with this woman now, but I'm going to work with her at some point. And I just wanted to talk about, this room was full of people that some were wannabe podcasters, some were serious podcasters, and everything in between. Talk to me about the mission and what you really want to do, because I mean, I forget, there were a lot of people in that room that you were servicing. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so we primarily work with and attract leaders in niched industries, but we also attract more on the spiritual side too. So people that feel like they're in alignment, like that calling, that sense of knowing. A lot of people in the room, the people in the room have a business, and they either were considering starting a podcast or using YouTube video podcasting. And we had some clients already in the room, but the whole mission is to get, with Broadcast Your Authority, is get your mission out there through video podcasting. So first through YouTube optimization, and then repurposing that into the audio podcast piece of it. But then we also have like this full-on system, like content marketing system, where a lot of people don't understand, but we have like a whole hub working on your account, right? So you've got your producer that manages all the creative team. So we keep it seamless. So you just talk to that one person, but you have like 6 people working for you from our team, from your producer that's managing the graphic designers, the reels editors, the video podcast editors, the SEO person, the social media schedule, the copywriter. They're all different people, because we want to make sure that we put people in their skill set and they're passionate about what they do. So even behind the scenes, our team has been working with us for 4 to 7 years plus, because we, 1, provide them stability. 2, we have a great remote culture, but we also treat them with respect. We always ask them, like, how are they doing? Is there anything, like, we can tell energetically if somebody's having a bad day or something's off or tasks aren't being completed, like, hey, just checking in on you. Is everything okay? You know, kind of mentality versus like, hey, this task was late, blah, blah. You know, like, we never want to have a culture where people, you have that sense of fear. I don't like that. I always worked in corporate, and I didn't like anything from pointing fingers to, like, you know, certain things. I remember I was working for a corporate company right after film school, and there was a gal that came in right out of Washington, University of Washington. So she was young, probably like 23 years old. She was project manager, and she managed all of our kind of department. I was the video marketing manager, but the way that she treated the people in the room, we all just share a space similar to this, where it's just all large space, computers everywhere. Everyone's in the same room. You could hear all conversations. And the way that she treated myself and everybody else, I fairly like stand up for people and things. So there was one moment she was talking to one of the editors and she was just like, I thought I told you to get this done, blah, blah, blah. It's like moment of walking in, 8 a.m., it's like 8:10. So you start the whole work process, like whatever. This is another reason why I went into entrepreneurship. I'm like, not going to work for a corporation that cannot control the aspect of allowing people to treat people with respect. And so what happened there, I literally, like, I had a moment and I like stopped. I turned my chair around. I said, is there a reason that you speak to everyone in this room with disrespectful comments and just super rude? And she just like goes, I was like, it's really uncalled for at this point. Like, everybody works their butt off for the company just as hard as you do. And you don't need to talk to people like that. And she just was like, whoa. And everyone in the room, she got up, walked out the door. Everyone turned around. All the guys were like silently applauding. But then I was called into the other office to talk to her.
I'm sure you were.
And the manager. But she ended up apologizing and taking me to lunch. And she actually straightened herself out for a couple months, but then kind of came back to her tendencies. But it was just like, I never wanted to work for people or a company that allowed people to do that. So we create a culture with Broadcasting Authority, but also with our clients. We have the ability to work and choose our clients and work with those aligned, because there's been moments that we've fired people because they're not soul aligned, or if they treat our team unprofessionally. Unfortunately, I don't need your money. I need you to leave. Like, you can go work with someone else on your podcast. So it was kind of like that, like awakening thing, like just being able to do what we do best, but help serve the ones that also appreciate what the team is doing.
I love that, coherent collaboration.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's one of the things. I'm a strong, dominant woman. I can be bold and to the point, but you can also treat people with respect. And that's one of the biggest things is just being communicative with our clients and helping them share their message, but also give them strategies too. Like, hey, it's good for this topic on your show because this one took off last month. This took off with, you had a specific guest on the show. Hey, you might want to have that guest back on as an encore episode because it took off, right?
Right.
Like, being strategic with how your show and YouTube channel can have its spikes here and there and help it grow. Like, we're always there to figure out the bigger picture, the visibility, the optimization piece, but we want people to find you also to relate and also become clients, right? And that's like our bigger vision, is to leverage a podcast. And that's what we do through Broadcast Your Authority. We leverage connections, relationships, power partners, and leverage our show for prospecting as well.
Yeah. And let me just say, as a client, it is so unusual to feel seen, to feel understood, to feel like there's engagement in who you are and what you bring. And that, for me, that's what Broadcast Authority does. It really, from you, from my producer, from every aspect, and there's always respect. There's feedback that's wanted, but there's also, have you thought about this? How about doing this? And so I guess
there's always the essence of how we can do better.
Yes.
With and for our clients. Because when we see trends or things take off, you'll get a message from a producer like, hey, are you open to us changing your thumbnail style? Are you open to this because we see this is taking off, or this is, doing well over here, or this topic took off, like this could be a good topic for your show too. Like, it's always about being innovative and not just being a stagnant, agency, because people just like rinse and repeat, which we do. But at the same time, it's like we're putting thought into it and like, how can we make it better? Like, which ones were the top performing? Pay attention to the data. Data is very important to us too. Yeah.
And let me just say this, ladies, if you're thinking about podcast, take it from me. Go to the top. Don't start at the bottom or in the middle. So I want to know how people find you.
Yeah. Well, me personally, I love Instagram, so people can find me at Tamara Thompson Official. Tamara Thompson was taken, so it's official. So Tamara Thompson Official on Instagram, at Tamara A. Thompson on Facebook. Broadcast Your Authority, you can go to broadcastyourauthority.com. We also are Broadcast Your Authority on YouTube as well, and our podcast on Apple, Spotify, anywhere that you listen to podcasts. We have our own show, which we actually help give back and share to our clients on that too. Our show is actually not just about us. It's about featuring our clients on our show and involving them as co-hosts and having this cool broadcast experience, kind of like the talk show The View. So it's like multiple people. Some people are like, oh, this is unique. I'm like, well, yeah, we want to give back more value to our clients and make sure that they shine through that process. And then we're all the places, Broadcast Your Authority, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. We're there.
And people, look them up. Go see what they're doing. It's fabulous. You know, I asked the same last question on the show. The show's called Women Awakening. What do you think is the most important thing about women awakening on the planet?
I think it's important for women to actually, when they have that moment where they are maybe unsure of something, but then they have this thought and they start to kind of step into their soul purpose. Like when you start to feel it, like you just know, and to trust that gut. If it's telling you to do something or follow something, go for it. I'm not saying it's a $60,000 keynote speaker, but maybe it is. But when you have like these thoughts and these downloads and these opportunities in that sense of knowing, like, tap into it. Don't think like, oh, it's just a thought, because most likely it's your soul just saying, this is what you need to do next.
Beautiful. Well, you are such a representation of listening to your inner voice, being in high service, and wanting to support others and being visible. I'm very, very grateful to know you and honored to be a part of your tribe.
Oh, well, we're honored to serve you, and I'm so grateful that your soul came to our event that day, and we're just continuing to build a relationship with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, ladies, listen, if you are wanting your message to be delivered, if you are feeling a calling, I hope you really listen to this, because what Tamara is telling us all is that sometimes we have to take a risk. Sometimes we have to step out. Sometimes we have to be available in ways we didn't even know existed before. I hope this show resonated with you. Please subscribe. Please review us. Visit me at cynthiajames.net. And remember that you are unique and you have a gift that nobody else can deliver the way that you can. I love you, and I'll see you next time.